again, loves. How are you today? Hope you're doing well and happy Monday. Let's see. A lot's happened. It's after Halloween. Welcome to November. Not ready for hearing the election results. We're getting close to the election time, and I'm not ready for that. At least when I film this, we have not actually made it to the election yet. I will definitely be doing a video after the election because it does impact me personally. We can't have another 4 years of Trump. With the last couple of videos, it's pretty clear why. It's really detrimental if he wins for me. This may make me lose followers because I do not support Trump at all. Aside from that, and also due to that, I wanted to change gears up and move on from polyamory and LGBTQ to something I've been sitting on for a while, and I've said I would start addressing, and I'm going to be starting with trauma and mental illness. This one will be devoted to trauma, and then the next one will be devoted to mental illness. So for this one, don't mind my cat is here too, of course. You guys all met Gally. This is Galileo. Alright, so back to trauma. Sorry, that's my landlord. Hold on 1 second. Alright, so back to business with trauma. I'm going to be speaking about trauma from my personal experience. This is going to not be super in depth. I just wanted to get started with it, if that makes sense. So I have suffered a fair bit of trauma in my short life period. My family doesn't know about all of it. They know about most of it. I am not naming names because that's just not what I do here. I'm not naming names. If you want me to name names, you can always send me a message. I may or may not reply, because this is people. Like, this is real people and things. This is real life when it comes to trauma, and I'm going to try and live my best life, and that's what I'm doing my best to. So, back on topic. I know I always do this. So, with trauma, the first time I experienced it was when I was 6. I was molested by a neighbor's kid who was a few years older than me, and I repressed the memory until I was 23. So that was very traumatic, and obviously repressing that memory meant I could not deal with it until I actually remembered having that trauma. Okay, sorry, I need to get my cat out of the picture. Stop it. So, that's actually a trauma response, is not remembering your childhood. And most of my memories from my childhood before 12 are due to things people have told me. I don't necessarily remember themselves. I kind of remember them secondhand because of my trauma. So that was my initial trauma. I also grew up in a very, I guess the term I'm going to use is angry household. My parents would fight a lot. They've much improved since childhood, and they're working their best to be the supportive people in my life that they want to be. And our relationship has improved since I finally came out to them about certain things and are starting to address behaviors that are not necessarily helpful. And the fact that they're willing to learn, I feel I'm very lucky. I know not everyone gets that, and I know a lot of people have a lot of familial issues. And and that was something else I saw a lot of growing up, was my mom constantly being yelled at and not always standing up for herself. And when she did stand up for herself, it would sometimes make the situation worse. And when I was younger, I do remember telling myself I would never let myself be in that situation. Boy, I was wrong. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I got into a relationship with a person 5 years older than me when I was 14 years old. This person was the person I lost it to, and I had an on and off relationship with until I hit 25 with this person. And knowing what I know today, I probably should have been a little more leery, a little more astute about the fact that someone so much older than me was interested in me at that age, because while we were together, they were 19 and turned 20 while I was still 14. And we ended the friendship shortly. Well, for the first time we stopped sleeping together was around the time I turned 16, and I got into my first extraordinarily serious relationship with a male. I had been in a polyamorous relationship that at 15, you really don't understand polyamory. You don't really understand life at 15. But I was in this relationship with a girl, and she proposed to me when we were 15 and proceeded to break up with me for my best friend when I was 15. This is kind of ridiculous, but that's what happened. So that was 15 to 16, and from 16 to 22, I was in a very emotional, abusive relationship that was sexually abusive and became physically abusive towards the last 5 years of the relationship. When I was 18, this person punched me in the stomach and caused me to have a miscarriage. I didn't even know I was pregnant. Prior to that incident, I had been in Europe for 3 months for my graduation present. And while I was there, he accused me of cheating, which I did not at that point. And even though I easily could have, and he proceeded to get more and more toxic and more cruel. By the time I broke up with him at 22, he had a lot of issues he needed to address on his own, and he took out a lot of anger on me. Especially, he wasn't comfortable with the fact that I was, at that point in time, I thought I was bi. Pan was not known to me. I heard of omnisexual because of a movie on TV, but I didn't know pan existed. I wasn't even questioning my gender at that point. And he was always jealous. He was always angry. Nothing I could do was right, and he just made my life a living hell. So at 22 years old, I finally broke up with him. I spent almost a year single, and then I got into a relationship with an alcoholic. I didn't get into a relationship with any girls or any women at that point. Not for a long time after that. And when I was in that relationship with the alcoholic, I was still cheating technically, because I was not telling my partner, even though we were poly, I was not telling my partner that I was back sleeping with the guy I lost it to. And actually, I cheated on my abusive partner with that person, and he's the one who helped convince me to leave him. And that was good and bad, because I left one form of abuse for another. And it sounds like I just saw a meme that is like saying I've been abused by all these people can almost sound like a farce, but it's my truth, it's my reality. And to anyone says that can't happen, you need to reevaluate yourself, because there are a lot of cruel people out there who don't realize they're being cruel. There's a lot of people out there who don't understand human emotion. Emotional intelligence isn't as experienced anymore, and that's kind of sad. And I think it's just with how this world is becoming. And so to move on from that, and I'm going to make this a 2-part series, maybe a 3-part. So this is just part 1. I promise you I'm not going to go on too much longer, but let's go up to when I was 25. So when I was 25, I was in a relationship with the guy I lost it to, a horror director, and the horror director and I were just basically sleeping around. We weren't supposed to be, per my friend who I was sleeping with. Even though he was sleeping with other people, he didn't want me to sleep with him. Actually, this person had put a lot of rules on me about who and who I could not sleep with. He was possessive in that sense, and he made me feel very bad about myself, and he tried to separate me from my friend. Just like my partner of 7 years when I was 22 did. And he was just very controlling and very manipulative. Towards the end of our relationship, he had declared himself a covert narcissist, which to this day I believe is true. And so yeah, that's the type of abuse I've dealt with. And to end on a lighter note, I am in therapy. I'm seeking a psychiatrist. I have a great group of friends. I'm finally pursuing the things in my life that I want to pursue, including this, my YouTube channel. And I'm working really hard to grow from these traumas and not let my traumas define me. And it's taking a lot of work, but I'm putting forth the work because it's worth my happiness to be there. And with that trauma, I'm responsible for my reaction now that I'm out of that situation, and how I approach making friends with people, and even with my partners. I'm a little more aware of how I affect people and how they affect me because of this. So, if you've ever experienced trauma, please don't be afraid to ask for help. Talk to your friends, find a therapist or someone to talk to. Don't let it build up. You are allowed to have a voice. If you're in a situation that's dangerous, I'm going to be leaving phone numbers below about hotlines you can call if you're ever in an abusive situation or have suffered any form of trauma. I'm going to be leaving some national hotlines below. And all right, so thank you for making it through part 1 of trauma with me. I will be back as soon as I can with part 2, because trauma and mental illness go hand in hand most of the time. Not always necessary, but for me, they definitely do. And I hope you can leave me some comments, some questions, anything below. Let me know your point of view on this. This one, I will not be allowing any cruelty in the comments below. If you're being cruel, your comments are going to be deleted. I'm just going to tell you right now. But please, if you have any questions, concerns, any advice that you guys have from your own traumas and your own mental illness, please leave them below. I do have goals this week, and they're to find a psychiatrist, make it to therapy, continue my gratitude journal, and to find an actual per diem or part-time job outside of YouTube and my sex work, because I need to start making money. I think we all do in this time. So thank you so much. I love you. You're worth it. Remember, wash your hands and wear your mask. Social distance, because I think we're going to be in this for a while. Remember that I love you and that you are loved. Go out and spread love if you're going out, and even spread love if you're just chilling on the internet. All right. I love you guys, and we'll talk soon. Bye.